Hi, I'm Keleas, and we're gonna make this together today. If you've never made a wreath from a garland, you can. We're gonna take this long garland and cut it up into pieces and help us get the foundation for a killer wreath. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I want to tell you, today's wreath is going to be on a large wreath base because we want to make this big and impactful. We are going to need to prep this garland first, so I'm going to cut this up into smaller pieces so we can get it going and put it on here. So what I want to do is find sections that I can work with on a garland when I'm cutting it up to use in a wreath. So on here, I think it works pretty good to have one big flower and two smaller together when I get to this section. So I'm just going to start by cutting that off, and I'll leave these leaves below. So I think that's a great section to start with. Now what you want to do is we're going to tie enough collate as we're cutting so we know what's going in each section. So I'm going to put that one there. This one has some larger flowers like a hydrangea and a peony. So we're going to keep these just completely separated until we get down to repeat that same section we did before, which has a dahlia and two smaller floral heads, like a little bit of hydrangea and a little bit of another peony or a ranunculus. See the combo right there? Ranunculus between the three. So that'll stay as its own because that matches this other combo we did. And now take off the bigger bloom. So when you use this garland, it has a nice little pattern to go by to create an easy flow. And this one, we'll take these two together. And if it has two wires here, you just cut them separately. Okay. And this one we'll leave, except we'll take that one big peony off. So, you know, do what pattern you want to do, but I think it works really easy to separate it just like that. Now that we have our garland prepped, our next move is I want to go ahead and get some greenery in before we even start anything with this design. So in order to do that, I want you to grab your fishtail fern and we're going to put it in first. This is our cream green color, and this is exclusive to Keleas.com. I love this, the whole look of this one because it's painted so pretty. I'm going to push these up a little. We still want them long and wispy because that's going to provide a great base for this design. I'm going to take and trim these down off of here. And as I'm doing this, let me know how your week's been going. What are you up to? What have you been creating? Because I bet you've been making something beautiful. I hope you're making something for you. Now I'm going to kind of stack these to get some good placement. Let's start with our first one. Up here to the right, I'm just going to press it in. Now if I have a lot of glue, you're going to see me grab Spanish moss to hide my glue. That's a technique I use and I have for years in order to help stabilize the placement and cover the glue. So you're going to see me do that. So I'm going to get my first three pieces in here. I'm just kind of working the outside and then I'll work the inside too and get some separation. I'll come back to the center. And we just want some greenery that's coming out of the background and not just all in the foreground. Look how pretty that is. And I like to give these a little bit of movement. Like, get that working for you. You've got a beautiful base in there that you can manipulate the wires from. Okay, I just moved it up a little because we're going to come down to the bottom and work on the bottom for the greenery for a second. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Start putting these bottom pieces in, and I'm going to have them kind of curve around too. I love that we could take and just manipulate those wires. All right. Sit up pretty, baby. Oh, I love when that's looking good like that. Let's come back to the center. And we just mirrored what we did on the top. So we've got a great start to our design. And that's what we call green in the base. Simple, we got some background greenery. We got to kind of layer up our layers so we get that great depth. And that's something we work on design school all the time, creating that really depth and layering. And that's what we're doing a little bit of today. So the next step is we want to get all those big flowers in because they're going to take up the most real estate. So they're coming in next. Now we're going to have a bow right in this area. I call this the bow zone. We're going to leave the bow zone empty for our bow right in the middle. And you can always shift that on your designs however you want. But I'm going to put it right in the center. Now I want you to start with your dahlias. You have two of the big dahlia sprays, and we want to put those in first. So take and think about how their leaves are going to work and where they're going to go. This is kind of a larger one, so it's going to lend itself to work at the bottom a little easier than the top. So I'm going to have it go right here, and it'll come right out from under the bow zone. So let me bring this up a little, and we'll work on that bottom part right there. Okay, so I'm going to give that a little swirl, and we'll just have that come down. That works well down here. That way the bow can be in the middle, and this will come down. All right, and I'm going to give that a little bend. Oh, that's pretty. And feel free to manipulate these so they have a little depth. I want you to see how far I'm coming off the wreath already. Like, you don't want it to be flat. You want it to move forward. I'm going to do the same thing up here on the top. I'm going to use that other bigger spray with the pretty dahlia. Spread that all out. And now I'm going to come up a little higher. So we've got great placement. All right. Spread those leaves out. Make sure that's going in and nice and tight. And these hydrangeas even have wires, so you know, move them around, move them in and out. Use that wire how you want it. Okay, now it's hydrangea time. So we have a couple of hydrangeas that are independent, and those would be really pretty, just kind of tucked in close to our zinnias, or dahlias. Actually, these are dahlias. I think they're big. So let's go right beside them. Yeah, oh, that pretty pink. Just turn those leaves around. We always want our leaves facing forward because they're so pretty. Okay, one more down here. And we'll work opposite. So you can see out of this garland, if you wanted to go a little bit smaller on the designs, you could get 2 wreaths out of it for sure, because these are beautiful big heads, and I personally love that. Look how lush it's looking. We haven't even put all the layers in, but look at this. Oh my gosh. We got those in. It's feeling nice and full. What I want to do now is get my bright pink peonies in and let them get in here. They want to be a star of the show too. So I'm going to take one and put it up above the bow up here, kind of tucked in. So you want to have that garden feel where everybody's kind of really tucked in tight, and the big heads are together here. Okay, we're going to put some wispiness in a second. But I really want that pop of pink to work up here. And then we're going to use one more pop of pink down at the bottom because it's a little bit brighter. And that way those can work opposite. And we still have some more larger florals to put in, but I'm going to hold those aside right now. And we're going to go ahead and we need to do our bow. Now, we've done our bow on another video, but we'll attach the link here, or you can ask for it in the comments if you don't see it. We're going to put the bow in now, but we've already magically made it on another video. So, haha, the bow is here. And the bow is going to pop here right in the center. And remember, we left that bow zone open so we could go right into it and work it into our design. So that's what I'm about to do right now. I'm going to attach my cable tie in here. So this is going to take up this real estate in here. We have all the large floral heads in. And then we're going to come back and add all of our other beautiful garden-inspired greeneries and twigs and florals that are coming in next, okay? So I'm trimming off this. Now, you've got to get rid of the end piece of that cable tie once it's on. Now, fluff it up. Fluff it up. Make it look so cute. Isn't that great? Now, take the tails. We have to kind of boss them around. They're kind of all tucked over here. And I want them to kind of be equal. I want some on the right, some on the left. So just kind of pull them out. I know I've got 3 on each side. So these can hang down pretty on this side. Look how sweet. This is just a sweet wreath. I'm loving it. And these can go on this side and kind of work in through the florals. That's fine too. They can just wiggle around or curl up in here. I'll just take and give it a little twist. This one too. And that way they're kind of layered in there. Ooh, that's pretty. And I want to show you what we got go. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. We're not even done yet. We're just starting. We're just getting going. Okay, our next step is we're going to put in our Queen Anne's lace. It's very showy and flamboyant, so it's going in next. This is going to add a bit of white to it and a little bit of drama. So on this one, I usually pull up the greenery up by the head because it kind of keeps that head in check. So pull all that up, and then we will take and we'll trim this one down. All right. Now you want to keep these fairly long because we want to make sure they can reach out past these other bigger, longer heads. So I need them long, okay? This is my other 2 florals. See, I still have some florals left. We haven't even put in yet. We're going to use them in a minute. So I want you to stack these in 2s. So if you do that, you should have 3 clusters of 2 and 1 single. And I want you to go, when you stack them, go 1 high, 1 low, so you get some spacing, and trim that stem down, okay? And now I'm going to start off with 1 up high up here because I think that would be really pretty to get a little of my white in above the bow. So I'm going to go way up high. And we're going to kind of get it set, the glue get set up for a second. And then we'll come back and we're going to manipulate those heads just a little bit. But I'm going to let it set up. This is another one. Now, a couple of these heads are really big. So let's take one of these and let it just be on its own. Matter of fact, we can have these 2 be together and keep those 3 big ones on their own. So 1 high, 1 low. And then we're going to put this one, let's just put it opposite low. All right. In design school, I'll talk about placement and lines and what we're doing there. And we're going to kind of try to do the same aspect here when we're working with this design. We still want it to be very dramatic in the way we're creating the lines. It's really important to me. So I'm going to have these 2 come down here way low. Can you see them? They're coming down way low in the picture. Let me see if I can open the camera a little bit. There we go. See them all the way down there? Beautiful. We're going to let them set up for a second. And now these, I'm going to use 1 right here at the base of the bow. So I'm going to give that a bit of a bend. And we're going to get a good amount of glue on it and just put it right in here at the bow. I love that. Come in here, buddy. All right, tuck it on in. Yes, right. Oh, that's so pretty and lush. Just love the way these are big in here too. So right now we have 3 pieces working. We're going to escalate that to 5. So let me work one right below the bow too here. So this one comes below the bow. So I'm going to give it a movement, a little curve up. And you're going to go down here in the bottom. Get a lot of glue on that stem if you can. Like a little bit is not going to do it. Need a lot on there. Tuck this in below, and definitely use Spanish moss if you need to hold it in place, or you just want to cover the mechanics. You need a combo of both, okay? All right. Oh, that looks great there. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put my last one up at the top over here on the right side, kind of tucked in, maybe right in there. So I want it to reach up and kind of curve out. So I give it a little bit of a curve right there. All right, let's hit it to the right. These are just so pretty. Okay, and I'm going to go right in here. I've got a nice tight spot in the wreath. I can put it. Oh, perfect. Ooh, that looks good. And see how full and how lush that look. Oh, you see what a difference that made? It really created like a depth and a little bit of movement. But we're not done yet. Okay, grab the bigger flowers you have left in your garland. We're going to work those in the empty holes. And then it's time for the twigs and the greenery and the little bit of berries we're going to put in. So any bigger blooms, I want you to take and trim them to where their stem's a little shorter. So I'm going to do that right now here with this one and get this all on one stem. Okay, like this. And then I'm going to tuck this into the bow down here. And that means I'm going to actually tear this and I'm going to make this into a shorter stem too. And sometimes when I do that, I just twist it a little so I get a nice little shorter piece. Twist it. And let's go at the bottom. All right, let's go right in here. And I'm going to kind of go to the outside. Just find a good spot you can tuck that into the grapevine. And I want to be able to just tuck that under the bow right here and make it nice and full on the edge. That's so pretty too. I get so excited. All right, so that really made it nice and full through there. And then I have a couple of other pieces up here that I think would look just great up in the top. So we're going to do the same thing up there and leave this all as one cluster and let that come over the top. So I'm just giving that a little swirl in the glue pot. If you see me doing like this, I'm just getting the glue string before it gets loose. So I'm going to put this up here too, so we have just a couple of these hydrangeas together and another ranunculus. Ooh, ooh, look. Ooh, it's lush. It's lush, it's loaded, but no, we're not done yet. There's more. Now I want you to grab our pink berries. These are beautifully frosted berries, and we got this beautiful frosted greenery. And I want you to take and just tear this bush down. So you get several pieces here. 1, 2, 3 nice big clusters. And then we're going to use this in here, kind of in between the greeneries we put in earlier. We have a greenery there and a greenery there. We're going to go in between. But I want you to have it in the foreground instead of the background. Like, bring it forward. All right. I hope you're enjoying this video today. I'm trying to give you some tips and tricks to encourage you to want to dive deeper into floral design. So see, that worked in between, but more in the foreground. Okay. My greeneries down here at the bottom are right here and right here. And we're going to go between those the same way. So I'm going to cut this pretty long because I got to be able to reach out between those. That's okay. We got a long wire on here. I'm going to load it with glue. Give it a swirl, and then I'm going to come down here between these greeneries and just push that into that grapevine. I want it to hold way back there. Yes. Woo! Hot! Hot! Sometimes you get a little bit too close to the fire. Now, this one I want a little bit underneath. I got to pull it more forward. There we go. Because I want it more in the foreground. Even though I try to burn my finger up. There we go. Perfect. Back and front, and I'm still kind of working that line. I love when we're working a line. Now, let's have one more piece of my berry kind of at the top. Okay, and I like it to scoop over a little bit to the right. I think that would be really pretty. Man, this is turning out so pretty. So take this, manipulate it, and we're going to have it kick out to the right. And you can keep adding more berry if you want to, but I think I like these 3 pieces right here. Coming out to the right. Oh, gorgeous. I'm just going to bring it to the foreground again. So pull that leaf behind. So these big leaves, I like them because they cover up a lot of space and they've got that really pretty green, but I don't want them to hide the good stuff. Like, I need them to let my good stuff show too. So wiggle them around to the back if you need to. All right. Now, we didn't get to manipulate the some of these Queen Anne's lace. So I want you to just give them a little bend now that they're set up. Like, have them kind of come forward just a little. Ooh. See that? Just have it move forward just a little. Same thing here. Come forward just a little, buddy. And down here, I'm going to do that same thing. We're going to move that greenery to the back. Just give it a wiggle and have these kick up. That's so pretty. I love that. Okay, now grab your fishtail fern. Now it's time for us to bring fern to the foreground. Like, the greenery from the back needs to come to the front to add that wispiness. So this time I'm going to push them up a little bit, about halfway. And then I want you to cut them long, though, because we still have to get behind everything, okay? So I'm going to take and trim these off, and we'll cut this whole bush down. And don't worry if your bow gets a little crinkled while you're working. That's totally normal. We'll fluff it again when we get to the end and we take pictures. Before we list it to sell it, we want to make sure we get it nice and finished. All right, now I want you to come in, and we're going to use these in 2s, and we're going to kind of redefine our perimeter one more time. So we added a little berries out here, and I want to go right beside these and layer this on top of this leaves. Whoops. Don't get your hydrangeas. Come out here and make sure you're going into the wreath, not outside. See, one's a little longer, one's a little shorter. Really important. Okay, let's redefine our boundary too here at the bottom, our perimeter. We need to kick that up a little. So I'm going to take 2. One will be longer, one will be shorter. And I said I want to kick it up, so get them kicked up. Pull this up a little. And so they're going to sit like this when we put them in here down at the bottom. I want to trim them the same length, though, so they're easy to maneuver when I put them in. And I love that. So, in this design, we're not going to use a whole lot of twigs, just some added in there. But the neat thing is when you use the fern like this, it kind of works like a twig. Okay, if it wiggles around, I want you to go in there and add some Spanish moss because it needs something to hold it a little tighter in its spot. So my moss is going to go in here. And I'm going to go in where this glue is. And this little booger is going to sit up just like I wanted it to. See? Oh my gosh, can you see how pretty? Oh, y'all, it's loaded with goodness. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, fern there. We need a little bit of fern in by, we got a good perimeter there, but I need a little bit more in the foreground in this area. So I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to use them individually. And we're going to give that a little scoop. And I'll put that in down here. Let's go in right above the berries that tried to burn me. How about right there? That looks great. Make sure you just keep fluffing out that bow every time you squish it. One more here to the outside of the bow. So I'm going to give that a wiggle. And go in here. Oh, I love this, y'all. I hope you're enjoying as much as I am. I love creating these with you. And one of my greatest joys is teaching design school every week. New principles, tips, techniques, design principles, bows. Oh, it's a blast. Now I'm going to come above the bow. And we're going to go right in here. I grab my ribbon a little bit, but if you get your ribbon with glue, don't worry. You can always take and let it dry, and then you can pull it off. It'll come off. And I have one more, and this one I'm going to kind of work right here between these. But you see how we add a little softness when we layered that greenery in. Okay, that means we're getting to one of my favorite parts, and that is the twig time. Yeah. Are you ready? Let me show you. We're going to put our twigs in. I've got two nice, these are such delicate twigs, and I love these. So they're not too over the top. They go really good with this feminine look. So let's bring our twigs in. Now, I like to take my twigs and give them some love, so I'm going to curl them up and take just a few seconds to like give them a little attention. Not everybody's got to be curled, but some of them do. And I am going to take and curl this one. There's glue on my finger. I tried to glue myself. See how pretty I made it? I just took just a second to love on it. Now I'm going to use this as a full stem because I really want the length. And what I want to do is just kind of reposition it because this one's going to go up above the transition up here. And I'm going to let these guys have some fun. You see how much fun they're having? That's what we're looking for, okay? Leave it long. Cut this about 6 inches long so we can get behind everything in here. And this one's going to go at the top. This is easy peasy twigs. I loaded it with glue and we're coming in at the top. Oh, so pretty. And I'm going to tuck that right in there. It's going to go, oh yeah. So I want this to kind of reach out and over. And that really mimics the lines we had going, and it works with the berries. See how pretty that is in there? Oh, now, same thing on the bottom. Okay, we're going to work on the bottom. So when we get ready to shake hands with this one, we're going to be thinking, okay, it's coming from the bottom, so how's that going to look? Ooh, it's going to flip around and it's going to pop up too. Because we want a really good C shape in this design, that's what we're going to get when we put it all together pretty. Okay, I got it curled. You can do as much or as little, and once you get it in, you can even play with it more. Okay, see how much I've manipulated it? Now we're going to put that in the bottom. I'm going to load that with glue. I've trimmed it off. I got a good amount of glue on there because these are going to stick out really far. Now make a little pathway. We're going to go into the grapevine. Watch your big flat leaves in the back because they are, we moved them around. This needs to go over, but you can, these are wired. They're so fun and easy to work with, and I can have that kind of come out of the bow maybe and then curve over just a little bit. And maybe come up a little higher with this one. And what you want to do is once you get it on your front door, if you are making these to just use in your home, then you just want to get it on your front door and kind of position your ribbons how you want them, curl them, or let them hang straight. We can hang this just straight up and down like we've been designing it, but you can see it can manipulate different ways. We can let it cascade like this, hang it like this. Very beautiful. You have got lots of options. Hello there, Blue Marinos. I am so excited to be with you tonight. It's Keleas. Y'all, this week we're gonna do something different and fun. I hope you're ready for some fun action. Oh my gosh, we are having such lovely rain today, and it's just so getting me in the mood for fall instead of the blazing heat of summer. It's so nice. So let's celebrate and let's get going with some gorgeous fall. So wherever you're watching, please come in and say hello. And if you're catching this on the replay, no, we are so thankful you're here. Give us the hashtag replay. If you're watching this over on Instagram or on TikTok where there won't be a replay, don't forget you can catch those on our Facebook page or YouTube, or you can also get a replays on our blog on the website. At any time we have a supply list for you guys. The link to the original video is always in that supply list, so you can find it. Even if it's a design school class, you guys can purchase the class or join our design school when it's available for enrollment. We've got it all. We work so hard to make this so easy for you to design along with us. So let me tell you about our newest thing we've got going. This week, we are going to have a little series of videos where we're going to see how many projects we can get out of one garland. I love challenges like this. And basically, we'll be using this beautiful wood tone, gorgeous, just gorgeous garland. And we're going to break it down into several projects where we use this as the main parts of the floral design. We will add some grasses and some greenery into, but the primary pieces are all going to come from the garland. So who's ready to do that? Do you think that will be fun? Let me know in the comments if you're excited about doing that. And I see some design school members coming on. Hello, everybody. Those of you who are popping in know that I just got your tutorial. It is all ready to go. So if you want to go check in there, we're popping in some Christmas in design school. This is my electric glue skillet, basically, and it's electric skillet, a little one. Hey, Kimberly, Patricia, and Patty, Kelly, good to see you. So look at this. It is my baby glue skillet, which I kind of like now, unless I'm doing big stuff. Let me cut a couple more pieces of glue to pop in there real quick, because it's running a little low while I wait for you guys to come in. So that's going to be our challenge this week. We're going to see what we can get out of these garlands. We're just using one and see how many projects. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Deborah. Let me put a little more glue in there. It's looking a little empty. So I've got an idea for a small little swag tonight. Now, this piece I picked up at Walmart. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was pretty reasonable. And it's for painting and for you guys to do, you know, like chalk couture or do your Cricut machine and put the vinyl on it and just make a cute little sign. But I thought, let's design a mini swag on this that can lay on a table, okay? Or we've got this great hanger built in. It could totally work as a hanger. Patricia, you were just in the tutorial watching? Oh, I'm so glad you popped over here to hang out with for us for a minute, and then you could go back and watch the tutorial, y'all. The Christmas wreath we did today in design school is so beautiful. So beautiful. I am covered with glitter. I am gold glittered. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Deb. So that's what we're going to do. And I think we're going to mix just a little bit of greenery with this, a little twiggy greenery. That's kind of my plan. So we're going to get started first. I'm going to pull the big garland. It's huge, y'all. This is a big garland. And we'll have the whole supply list for you, but this is huge. Okay, so this is a lot going on. And we're going to be using that to build this out. We're going to start with this. We're going to need a little bit of floral foam. I'm trying to find out where I'm putting this garland while I grab my floral foam. And I'm sorry, I gotta go grab it. It's over here. It's over here in the jungle, the floral foam. Don't I have a little piece? I gotta cut a big piece. Coming back. I only have the giant pieces. Oh, of course, after I bring this over, after I bring this gigantic piece of foam over, I found the little foam. Of course. Do you do that in your craft room? You probably do it in your house too. You run across to find something and boom, there's what you need. Sheesh. Sheesh. It's going to be one of these days again, y'all. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off screen a little bit so I don't have a dangerous weapon in the image. So I'll be right back. And basically, I just sawed that down to a little square. Okay, just a little square here. And we're just going to use that right in the middle of the board and get it mounted. Hey, Margaret's about to watch the tutorial too. Awesome. Isn't that, yeah, I mean, when a garland is so pretty, you guys, sometimes they are very cost effective to buy. Like that one is not inexpensive, but when you could get so many projects out of it, it's totally worth it. And the nice thing is that it's already, the collection is already created for you on there. So I just popped in a little Gorilla Glue. We're going to pop our foam on and let that start setting up to make our baby swag, okay? Well, it's kind of baby, but you know, by the time I'm done, it won't be that baby. I've decided I'm kind of incapable of making little things. Are any of you guys that way? Are y'all incapable of making little things? Oh my gosh, y'all posted so many amazing recipes on that post today that y'all make for your families. I cannot wait to talk to you about all of them because I'm going to need some more information. You know, I'm a chunky girl. I like my food. I consider myself a foodie. I like good food, and y'all have got some amazing recipes that you haven't posted the recipes yet, but we'll be asking for all the secret recipes soon enough. Hi, Triple D. I'm so glad to see you here. We are going to make a baby little swag. We're doing a garland challenge. So you guys who are just getting here, be prepared. We're going to have a few days of garland projects. At the beginning of the video, I showed you the coolest garland. It is a wood pumpkin garland. And we are going to see how many projects we can get out of it. Hi, Barb. Jennifer, you didn't get the garland? Well, I don't know how many are left, Jennifer. I don't know if there's a lot left. It's gorgeous. This is the first time I've worked with it. You know, it's getting to where I have, I just can't get to everything that we're selling anymore, and I'm jealous. You guys get to play with some stuff I don't. All right, here it comes. You missed the post? Bonnie, we just posted today in on the Facebook page, and if you want to go back and see it, we're just asking, what are you expected to bring to the holiday, you know, gathering? If you want to share here in the comments too, you can do that right now too. Wherever you're watching, please feel free to share. Okay, I got my little block of foam. I've just kind of gone around all my glue with the chartreuse Spanish moss. I like that color for fall time. And let me bring the big old garland back. Hi, Shauna. Hey, Donna, email info@keleas.com and we'll help you to change your payment info. No problem. We'll get you started, get you taken care of. Okay, Bonnie, no problem. That sounds good. Yeah, look for the post. It's a lot of fun. Well, after we had so much fun talking about, it was Sue's pumpkin bars the other night. We had to continue the food talk, right? Okay, guys, when you get a garland and it's a premium garland, number one, I worked with pine today, and I was, you know, talking about in design school about like pine could be your secret weapon. This is gorgeous. It's like this brown, mustardy, beautiful pine in here that is just going to look so dried and fabulous. This is so on trend with all the natural look. Oh, we could maybe, when we get down to a few more projects, we could make this a little more boho looking too. Ooh, I'm excited about it. Okay, let me get my cutters. And let's just take some pieces off and start working with it. I don't need a bunch of length on here, so let's see how it's put together. Sometimes you might want to unwire a garland, and because they come on these great stems. This one is not that way. This one is actually just beautifully hand tied together. So I'll just cut the little sections off and we'll get a few pieces. Patricia does the whole meal. Oh, Patricia, you are like my mama. You're the best. Thanks, Mary. You like this one? It's just beautiful colors. So I'm going to take a few pieces off and we're going to start to build out with a couple of pieces. Okay, I've got a gourd. I've got some of these gorgeous berries. And these have like a wood look berry. Oh, that's juicy. I like that. And then let's take one more piece with the pine cone and the leaves here. And we'll break them down into smaller pieces because we need to get the scale a little smaller for this base, okay? Nellie, the garland's from Keleas.com. The wood board is from Walmart. And that's all we're using so far. We're going to have some ribbon. I got some ideas in here when we get it kind of going on. We get it going on. So, first thing you need to do when you take your garland apart is I need to use my biggest pieces from the back, on the back of the design. So these gorgeous leaves, we're going to cut those off and use those in the back. Jody, you always bring the green bean casserole. Nice. Nice. Jody's like, I've got to stock up on all the canned green beans. They're going to be expecting it. Everybody loves that, though, Jody. So I just cut all of these off. I got my berries, and I got a couple of leaves. So let's kind of get those going. Ooh, ooh. And I love when you get pine cones that are wired. That just saves you that step. Yes, I'm all about saving the steps. Okay. Let's take this one and put it into the side. And I'm not keen on a bunch of this showing. If you want this to show, you might stain it or do something fun on it, whitewash it, however you want to kind of handle it. I mean, a little bit showing is fine, but I'm not really planning on a lot of this showing. Okay, so I got my first piece in. Now, I'm going to use this piece with a little bit of a longer stem. Let me take these berries off. I cannot wait to stick these back in a little bit. And I'm going to use this pine differently, so I'm going to pull that out. And we'll have these three right here together. Oh my gosh. Judy always brings the sweet potato casserole. Judy, I think you put that earlier on the, I think I read that earlier too. I love it. Judy's like, I know my job description. Green beans. Now you see how I'm bringing this a little bit more down? I need some staggering there of those two and that pine cone up. Okay? Yes. Okay, it doesn't look like much yet. Just chill. Just chill. I got this. Take our time. It'll come together. When you do little projects like this, they're not necessarily faster or anything, but I find them super satisfying. Kind of like coloring in a coloring book or, you know, making something out of clay. Smaller projects sometimes give you, I don't know, a little time to slow down and enjoy it. Look at this pretty. This has got, oh my gosh, it's got velvet on it with a little sparkle. It's like a sheen. Yes. Terry always brings the oyster dressing. Oh, yummy, Terry. That's a winner. Oh, Pamela, ambrosia and pineapple pretzel. Now, I've never heard with the pretzels in there. Oh, yes, Mary. I love these fall tones also. They are gorge. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to keep building out my base. I'm going to use this beautiful little sparkle one at the top. So this is what I'm envisioning as the top right here with the hole. We got a lot going on here, but I'll get it together in a minute. Don't lose this twig. Yes. Oh, it could be any party, you know, Beverly. It doesn't have to be a specific one. Just any party that you're going to. Like, what is your family going to expect? You can pick. Nellie, am I planning on doing anything with the last two BB boxes? I will be, Nellie. I did one project the other day with the one from, I guess, 2 times ago. I will be, Nellie. I've got them over here to work with, so don't worry. We'll be getting it. We'll be getting it going. Okay, I've got some leaves up, leaves down. Let's put these twigs going up. I love that too. So I've just taken just a couple of pieces of this garland and we're starting to make it rock and roll. All right, I'm going to hold the berries off for a minute and the grass. I'd like a few more leaves though. So let me see if I can get a couple more leaves. Let's use a little bit more. I need these big gorgeous leaves. Oh, Jody sees the garland in her future. Oh, it's so gorgeous, Jody. It is. I'm not sure how many projects we'll get out of it, but I'm excited to play with it. It's so pretty. I really don't have a plan for like a total. I'm going to steal a pumpkin. Oh, there's different kinds of gourds. Oh, we can do 2 gourds. Look, they're a little bit different. I love that. Barbara, it depends on the season what you're bringing. Well, tell us, Barbara. Pick one. Barbara can't tease us. Barbara's like, I'm so good. It just depends. Barbara, I bet it's delicious, whatever you prepare. Let me bring this little leaf down and over the top. Okay, I'm getting a good shape going. Here's my top. I got some nice leaves flowing. Now, a couple of things I'm going to add in that aren't in the garland is I was going to add in some of this wheat bush because I like to add a little bit more brown. This kind of giving you that little, you know, the little boho feel. Get the action going. So let me cut these pieces off small too. Because we don't need these real long. Just cut them long enough where you're getting a little of the wire. So just pull it away from the base slightly. You have to bring the cheesecake, Lisa. Oh my gosh, you're the dessert captain. I love it. Patricia's got the broccoli rice casserole. Nice. We're still waiting on Barbara. Barbara, do tell. Can't hold back. Okay, so I'm just pulling these off and making them a little bit longer. Fall is the red beans and rice or lasagna. Now, Barbara, that's 2 different directions. Are you Italian, Barbara? What is your last name? Garland. I don't know. You must have epic lasagna, Barbara. That sounds great. Bread pudding with whiskey butter. What? What? Whiskey butter? Yes. Thank you. Drunk on sugar. Alrighty. Let me take a couple of my little pines. And let's put these in the back. And I'll put a little section in the back over here. And we're going to kind of get these wispy and going. Hey, Genevieve. Michelle's got the office party. Dirty rice and Cajun dressing. Nice, Michelle. I am going to steal one piece from here. We'll use that at the bottom. Look at that little sparkle leaf. We can't leave that out. You guys, I am answering and seeing comments. I can see comments on TikTok or on, I got the wrong Barbara. I'm sorry. Or I can see TikTok comments or Facebook comments right now. So that's who I'm talking to. If you're like, who the heck is she talking to? I haven't started talking to myself yet. That could happen one day. Not today. I hope y'all are still around when I'm talking to myself playing with flowers. Gulf shrimp pasta salad. Ooh. Yummy. That sounds delicious. You guys have some just amazing recipes that y'all do. And then I saw gumbo and dirty rice. Yummy. Let's put a little of this in. I love this pine. I need this pine for us that we can use all year long. I have to go design some that is this rigid. Is so good. I'll work on the colors for the next time. This is so good stuff. You'll know I like the wispy. You got it. You're southern, so you eat a lot of congealed salads. I don't blame you. Hey, we used to have a lot more of that than we do now. But yes, absolutely. We got to have the salads. It's hot. Even in the fall, we're hot. All right, let me put a little brown behind here, kind of have that cascade in front of that leaf. Trying to fill this out pretty good through the center. Here's my top. And then we'll get those pumpkins in. And then I'm thinking about adding like some ribbon tails. We'll see. We'll see what we got going on. I'm not sure. How are you, Wendy? Good to see you tonight. We are working on a little like charcuterie board that's made for crafting. And we're making a swag right on it. Now the idea is I'm thinking this could hang, but this could sit on a little coffee table. You know, there's just different options of where we could pop this in. So, gonna make it where it looks good flat and hopefully good hanging. Patricia found a new blueberry fluff salad. What? Oh my God, my husband would die for that. He loves all the fluff. All the fluff. There's gourd 1. Gourd 2 is gonna have it kind of going on down here. I think down a little bit lower. I'm making it this way. Ooh, Patricia posted the recipe for the fluff, guys. Get it. Ah. Deb said you had simple homemade spaghetti and meatballs. That's what you had for tonight, Deb? Deb, and we are talking a little bit about what does everybody expect you to bring to the family gatherings tonight. So, Deb, what would you normally have to bring? Tell us. I can't wait to put these in a second. Brussels sprouts with fresh Parmesan. Oh my God, and maple syrup and bacon? Whoa. Whoa. Y'all, every week in design school, we talk about what we had for dinner. It's one of our traditions that we do. So it's fun tonight to do this with you guys too, where we're talking about what you take to your family's get together. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Michelle says, could this also work on a larger board? Absolutely, Michelle. Matter of fact, I've got a project planned for you guys in KDS on a bigger version. I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned, girl. This is a baby, but I got a big Mama Jamma. I was going to call her a Mama Jamma. Not the same. Mama Jamma. I'll put the little leaves in here. I'm trying to get some of these sparkle leaves to the front because I didn't even know they had that. Oh, sweet potato and praline? Genevieve, that's fancy. Okay, I like this. I'm going to hold these little guys off to the end. I'm going to work some ribbon in. We've got some holes still. We got some the green stuff, foam showing. But I want to pop a little ribbon in and see if I like it before I do my last bit of fillers. So let me just put those to the side. Nancy had made from scratch. Oh my gosh, that's what you make, Nancy? The homemade noodles? My grandmother used to make those. Those are like crack. Nancy, yummy! Yummy! Especially, oh, Dorian, the deviled eggs. Girl, you got me at deviled eggs. I am like a freak for those. People be smelling me for days after those. Oh, so good. Okay, simple little bitty swag table piece. Now I am gonna bring in some big old fat 6-inch ribbon. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it over there on TikTok. So with this ribbon, I'm gonna just pop in a tail first. Let me just cut a piece. This might be a little wide, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work. Because I'm just in love with window pane ribbon, especially this big old fat one. Oh, that was dinner for yesterday, Deb? Oh, yes. So I made me just a little gather, and I'm going to pin it in somehow here. Oh, my gosh, Deb. Nice. How about you, Lavon? How are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you could come hang out with us. Doing a little surprise live. We just started a new live marathon where we are doing... We're seeing how many projects we can get out of this swag. I'm hoping we can get 3. But of course, you know, I already want to put more stuff in because I'm fancy. Got to get fancy. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of coming out. Let's see if we could, let's dovetail this so we taper it a little bit. Thank you, Lavon. I'm going to dovetail it, which I normally don't do with window pane, but I want to taper, see what it looks like. This way. Cut down. Oh yeah, I like that. So just a little pop, kind of continuing our eye down. That's cutie patootie. Now let me put like a little poof at the top, maybe. Oh, Donna, email Nicole and she's gonna help you. Okay. If you can't, she can help you. She's got other things. Don't just try to reset it yourself. Just email her and she will help you, Donna. Okay? Barbara, you have red velvet cake that your sister makes? Oh, nice. And everybody loves it? It's a big hit, huh? Michelle, you're loving it? Nice! I'm glad. This is just a simple, fun start to the week. We're going to have an epic week. Shirley, the supply list will be ready as soon as we're done, okay? Remember, we're going to try to do several projects with the garland. So if you guys think you're going to want to make some, don't wait till we do the 3rd video with the garland because we might be sold out of garlands. I don't know how many we have, but just realize that's my theme. I mean, we had a few when the video started, but I'm not sure how many we'll have by the end here. By day 3 is what I'm getting at. Oh, that looks cute. Just a little pop of ribbon. I just want like a little, woo, got my moving on, cruising over here. Yeah, I'm going to just cut that. And we'll pin that in. That's good. Oh my gosh, you're having shrimp creole? Oh, what? You're eating it, Carrie? Nice. So, Chris, we're making it where it's a 2-way. This piece goes both ways. It can hang and it's going to lay, okay? I'm not done with that ribbon. That ribbon's, we're working on that. That's not the finished product. Hi, Lady T. Good evening. We're talking recipes that you guys famously are demanded to bring to holiday gatherings. You can pick one. And to post it on our post here also on the Keleas page. It's been quite the scuttlebutt about that. Let me get this in there. Oh yeah, I like the curvy curve. And we are making a 2-way little... Okay, I'm happy with that. I love that little curve. We did good on that. Now, let me get in here, and the next thing I want to add is like a little bit of detail. Oh my goodness, there went the ribbon. Y'all, this craft room's next level destroyed. Okay, this is a little bit of a twig. We use this in all different kinds of seasons. I love this twig. I never tire of it. We're going to cut this. I like it because it's got a petite little, like this little bump on there. And that works so great to add in this texture. It's going to be a little bit different than the spike in the pine, but you can see it's going to kind of go together. Hello to you too. I am glad you made it. Sue. You love it as a centerpiece, Deb says. I know it. Becky's the red cake queen. Hi, Kim. Will you need more than one garland for all the projects? Shirley, I am just going to use one garland. If we start to run low on like the main parts of the garland, I'll just add a little bits of here and there. Like I'm doing today, I just added 2 other sprays. And of course the ribbon. I don't know yet, Sherry. Shirley, I'm sorry, I don't know. Lady, is it buckwheat? This is called some kind of wheat. I don't think it calls it 4-inch. Carrie, it's actually 6-inch ribbon. Isn't it just juicy? Yes, it's so juicy. It's even fatter. Chris, you just want to buy the finished piece? Sure, I'll put it on Etsy. Just email Nicole and we'll put it up on Etsy and it can be yours. You could snag it. Okay. I'm adding some of my twigs in. Just to kind of add a little more texture in there. Look how cool that is. I like that. Now, I've got my little pine cone. And I'm going in this hole right here. This little hole underneath the ribbon. I'm going to go in there. Fill it up. You are welcome. You guys like it as a centerpiece? And it's going to sit really good. Sit up really pretty. But you can move the eye around with that ribbon, so I want you to pay close attention to that. That's something I teach in design school, so I want KDS students to be paying attention, especially those of you who make and sell. I'm controlling that flow by bringing that eye through with that ribbon. Beautiful, like window pane ribbon, just bringing that eye through. Going in here with some more of the twig kind of coming down a longer piece. Let's tuck one under here. I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. These are so fun to make because they take a little more time. As you can't whip it out quite as quickly as we can a lot of our larger wreaths. But I absolutely find them relaxing for some reason. I think it's because of all the little pieces that you're putting in and, you know, the fun little texture you're creating. Yes, Lisa. So You guys, if you are getting here later, this week you're going to see me do several videos. We're going to have a whole compilation where we make several pieces from one garland, okay? Now, I will be mixing greeneries and things with it. Today we added one twig pick and one, I don't think it's a buckwheat, but it's a type of wheat pick. So that's all we added additional, and we added the ribbon, but all the beautiful pumpkins and the leaves and this cool like velvet leaf all come from there. Yes! Therapeutic, yes! Lady, you got your purple pumpkins? Nice. Let me add this little piece of wheat coming up. I think I'm going to have it kind of come through the ribbon here. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Kind of coming up. So here's how it's going to look hanging, guys. And then, of course, you're seeing it laying here just beautifully. Okay, now it's time to take the lighter berries. And they're going to pop on top. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please ask. Another thing you guys are going to want to be doing, we are doing some fun, sweet treats for those of you who are commenting and interacting with our posts. So make sure anytime you see a post from Keleas, you're popping in, because we have got some special sweet treats to give to you guys. So stay tuned. More love is on the way. Oh my gosh. Okay, now it looks just almost perfect. I can just see, I think we're good. I thought I had a little hole, but I think we did. I think we did it. Jody, yeah, it's kind of like sorghum. The sorghum is different, but it's kind of like little sorghum, you know? I don't even know if that really exists in the real world. But there you go, guys. I think it turned out stinking adorable. Man, we set the bar high. We set the bar high for day one on the garland. We did it really, really, really good. It looks adorable. We're done. So remember, if you just got here, we started with this. We started with this little board. This is what I beat Kaya with occasionally. But we're not going to use it to beat her anymore. Nah, y'all, I bought it at Walmart. They know. Kaya walked in here. I couldn't help embarrass her in front of her friend Stacy. It's a little board. So it has the hanger there where you can hang it. And then we added the ribbon, and we took pieces from the garland. Let me show you what we have left from the garland still, okay? My goal is for us to get 3 projects out of it. But here's what we've got left. So we still got all of this. Got a couple of leaves down here. But that's what we got left. Be inspired. The next time you see a garland you love, you can pick it up. And sometimes the garlands are expensive. Like this one's fancy. It was fancy and expensive. But I'm going to show you how they kind of do the work for you. And even though they're a little pricey, a lot of times a beautiful garland like this can make several projects. Okay, so there we go. Now let's get started. First thing you got to do is break down the pieces. So while we're doing that, why don't you guys tell me, y'all, we've been talking about, of course, our favorite fall recipes. And is there something that when it gets a little cooler, you are more inclined to go buy? Are you a pumpkin spice person? Is that going to be your vibe? Like you cannot miss the pumpkin spice, tell me. Are you doing pumpkin pies? I saw Miss Debbie Davis is here. She was making some pumpkin pies. I was totally jealous. Jealous of that. Hi, Terry. Hi, Patsy. Right? Aren't they fun? Those little boards. I got that board at Walmart. And it's just so easy to work on. And in design school, I'm getting ready to do a whole project using a different type board I'm really excited about. So hang tight. I got some ideas. So I'm going to kind of break the garland up into pieces. Now, depending, if you're going small like that, we actually have to break it a little smaller. In here, we're going to use a 14-inch wreath base. We're going to go a little bit bigger. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate you being here. Hi, Teresa. I'm so glad you're here, too. Hi, John. I'm glad you joined us. I'm going to cut this piece off, too, and get a little shorter. So I got it a little bit smaller here, guys. Okay, I've got one section. Let me take another. My idea is to get at least 3 projects out of the garland. And we're going to see. You know, I like to put a lot. I like to make it fancy. So we're going to see if I can actually do it. But we've gotten one. We're on project number 2. All right, let me take this section out too. I want to leave them kind of long because I like to go big. I think this will be our bigger project, but I don't want to. I also have to utilize all the pieces. Hi, Georgie. Bonnie, you love the pumpkins. You love pumpkin so much, but not Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. But you don't like that one. Interesting. I just don't think I like the idea of drinking pumpkin, but I'm kind of weird. But I don't love like pumpkin soup and stuff like that either. Okay, so the biggest part of the garland's the leaf, the big leaf here. So I'm going to try to get that in the background. So what we're going to do is go take the leaves off the pieces and start to put these in. John, did I see the email? It might just be waiting for it to come to me. Everything goes to my team first, and then if they can't help you, then it comes to me. So we may not have seen it yet. Make sure it's an email. Don't send me stuff in Messenger and stuff like that, because I'll never see that stuff, okay? This is the second design from the garland, Karen. This is number 2. The first one is on the table. This is where we are. Right? Hey! Oh my gosh, I'm glad you're here, Miss Total Home Creation, sneaking in at work. Busted. We busted her. Or him. I'm glad you're here, though. Come on in and hang out for a little bit. You know, just put your little headphones on. You're working while you're listening. Hi, Heather. So let's start to get some leaves in, guys. And, oh, Lord, love a duck. I just stuck that in the glue pot. That's my cute little twig and my pine. We don't want to do that. Hi, Jan. You're checking in from Arkansas? Nice. Well, I hope we have a lot of different watchers. I'm live at a different time today. I'm trying to mix things up a little, change things up. So I hope we get you. And if you guys are watching later on the replay, of course, ask questions. We're here for you. Y'all, over here on TikTok, if you can't catch the replay, remember, YouTube, Facebook. If you can't find the link, you can email us or send us a message. We'll be happy to try to help you. Okay? I'm cutting off the leaves so far. Leaves are coming up from Louisville. All right, John. Nice. So I'm still taking off all the leaves. So the thing is, when you use a garland, it ends up being a little more cost effective, but it is more labor intensive. So you got to think about that. If you make and sell your pieces, you got to decide. Okay, am I cool with saving money up front? I'm okay with doing the labor, or I'm at the point of my business that I can't do that. I got to rock and roll. We got to sell stuff and move on. So you've got both options. John, you don't like to eat pumpkin anything, huh? I love pumpkin pie, and my kid likes it. And my daughter is so picky, it shocks me that she likes pumpkin pie. What are my trips for going to Ontario? So we just got back from our vacation in Ontario. We went to Toronto, the basic Toronto area, and then we went over to the country's capital, which is leaving my brain right now. I'll come up with it. The heck, Ottawa. We went to Ottawa. Jeez. We just had a lovely time. We really enjoyed the War Museum, the Canadian War Museum there in Ottawa. It was amazing. That was like an amazing museum. Like, I haven't been to the Smithsonian in a long time, but that was probably Smithsonian level museum. It was nice. It was really nice, really well done. So I would recommend getting to that if you can. But the weather is probably just beautiful right now. It might be a little bit cooler when they were there. It kind of had a little bit of a heat wave, but then it came in, came in. Pricing's so difficult. Yes, so there's pricing, and then there's your time involved too. So as you start to grow your business sometimes it's worth more to pay for something that's a little higher quality, it's easier to work with, and you can knock your projects out faster. Because as soon as you are able to grow your business, you can charge more when you're using a higher quality product. It's going to last longer. It's going to be less construction time for you. And all of that is good. Hi, Nancy. Pumpkin bread is delicious. Yes, Penny, it is. I would agree with you on that. Pumpkin bread is delish. Like zucchini bread. Oh, yummy. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here too. Awesome. Hi, Lady T. Y'all, I like any kind of... I tried something at a restaurant. It's a new restaurant to us in our area, but I know it's a chain. It's called Lazy Dog. Y'all might have been there to one or know all about it. But I tried something there called butter cake. We shared that the other day as a dessert. Oh, my God. That was perfect. I like rich things as opposed to overly sweet things. It was good. So tell me if you've got something like that. Even if it doesn't involve pumpkin. Tell me what you love. Ooh, the whipped cream. Oh, you love the botanical gardens and the live butterfly museum? Oh my gosh. I'm sure those were awesome too. We were there doing some family stuff also, so we didn't get to do totally like a tourist trip, but I love that. Okay. Let's go in here. I'm going to use some of the bigger pieces right now to get them in. So for this one, I want to put my pumpkin in. And I think I'm just going to have my pumpkin lay down here with the pretty berries. If I need to come back and trim those off, I can. We're going to put that in. Was it Ooey Gooey Butter Cake, Leanne? It might have been. I just remember butter cake, this gorgeous, yummy ice cream on top. Oh my God, whatever it was. It was perfect dessert for me. Perfect dessert. Okay, I've got the pumpkin coming, the berries. I've got my big leaves in the background. So far, we're rocking this out. All right, we're going to do the same thing at top. And on the top, I'm going to use my gourd. And my gourd, this is kind of by itself. So I'm going to leave these beautiful leaves. These are the leaves that have that little bit of a velvet on the back. Y'all, I got to put on my Diva fan because I'm hot. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your florals. Okay, hold on. Oh, yes, the Diva fan is on. Yes. Yes, Nancy, yum is right. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sandra. Y'all, I think I'm getting to the change. The change is starting to hit me a little. I wake up hot, and I get hot. Okay, I'm going to have this little gourd up here, and then we'll put a pine cone also. Hi, Tina. All right. Man, I got a challenge going here, Wreath. Don't give me any trouble. We got to make this happen. Guys, if you're just getting here, we're making project number 2 out of 1 garland. All right? That is literally our challenge. I'm going to take this piece right here and put it kind of behind where I'm going to put the bow. Oh, Paula Dean's. Okay, I'm sure it is. Listen, Khalid don't cook a lot. Khalid works. I do flowers and more flowers. That's what I do. So if somebody else cooks, occasionally I cook, but definitely I'm going to have to buy my Ooey Gooey butter cake. And I definitely loved whatever. I'm sure it had 7 million calories. So we shared it between 4 people. So we, 7 million divided by 4. It was a lot less. Okay, let me add a little bit more leaves to the inside. I Googled butter cake when we got home since I didn't know anything about it. And it did have a lot of butter. Butter went at the beginning and butter got cubed up at the end, and we put the cold butter. There was a lot of stuff happening. I was thinking, that's a lot. But, at our Painted Tree boutique, the one here in Sugar Land, I went shopping there the other day. Now, I have a spot in the one in Katy, but I went to check out our local location, and there was a new a cookie artist in there, and, her cookies were yummy because they weren't overly sweet, and that's always my favorite. Not too sweet, but more rich. Oh, that's where people get me. That's where these hips come from. Sweet, yummy bread. Okay, we got the gourd up, we got the pumpkin up. And I am going to come in now. We're going to use, I have one more big leaf. I think I'll use one more big leaf to the inside. No. Use one more big leaf to the inside. I'm trying to move this out. Okay. Y'all, if you guys want to grab this garland, I think we still have a few left. We'll have the whole supply list for you towards the end of the video if we get it ready in time. If not, it'll be out tomorrow. But you can grab the garland and the supplies all from Keleas.com. Oh, yes. Put this in here. That's looking good so far. So I've kind of got my background working. I'm going to pull some of these leaves out here. I like how pretty those leaves are. Now, I've got this much left of my garland, but I'm trying to, try to go slow on how much I use. Let me come in and add my fillers that I'm going to use too, okay? I'm not going to add much, but I know I want to add some of this wheatgrass right here. We're going to put this in. This matches what we used in there. We only used one in that piece. I predict we'll probably use 2 in this one. So let me tear and start putting these guys in. I'm tearing them because I want that stem longer, of course. Right? The shortbread, like a cookie and all, yeah, it's just not overly sweet. I just love that. Wish it were less calories. Not necessarily. Oh, that's fun. You could definitely use all of that. Okay, let me separate this and we'll have this going up and out. Get that rocking from the top. So I'm going to use this kind of like I would a filler, twig, all of the things. I like that it's a little darker brown. I think that really brings out the pretty dark browns from in there. If you saw the live sale earlier, you could even try to mix in some of the burgundies in here. You could probably pull off that the phoenix tail fern. Use that with just a little bit of that dark brown sunflower. You guys, if you didn't catch the live sale earlier, you gotta go check it out. We had some beautiful collections and it's all put together for you. Hey, Melissa. Good to see you. We're having fun. We're still on day 2 of the Garland Challenge. I got a little blue on there. Come off. These leaves are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm going to put a couple more right here in the center. And rock this out. Oh, thank you for sharing the lives. Thank you so much. And thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. All right, I'm going to add some to the bottom. And still got some more to do over here too. I like that this adds that little wispy effect and we got some motion of the ocean going. Not the ocean motion, different motion. We got it coming in. Let's put this here. I see you, Kathy, Renee, Sandra, Judy. Trying to sneak in, being all quiet. I see you. I see you. I know you might be at work, so we won't call you out. Too bad. All right, let's get stem number 2. I'm going to break it down. We're going to use it at the bottom also. So I'm going to tear these out. You can cut this too if you want more length. All right. These are so pretty to use as a full piece, but I also like tearing them. For some reason today, I'm not getting a ton of comments on my feed. So if you are commenting and I'm not seeing you, please know I apologize. But we are here and we care about you, of course. So if you've got a question, I'll try to get back to it. Ask away. Okay, I'm going to come down here and we're going to have this piece kind of popping out the bottom. I love these fun, like sugar cone looking pine cones that are different. They're just different than what we have here in Texas on a lot of our pine cones. I love those. Those come on the Garland also. I like that brown going against the cream. All right, let's go a little bit more this way. Hey, Kay! Glad you could pop into our Garland Challenge, day 2. Day 2 of the Garland Challenge, we are working on Project 2. Day 2, Project 2. All right, trim that off. Let's go to the other side. Okay, I'm going to pop up in here. I like that popping up like that. Yeah, pop on up. This is so pretty. I can't wait to put this collection together. That looks great. Now, let's work in the center. We got to get in this center section. Pop these in. Now, Now, we are going to be putting our ribbon. We're still working on that same roll of ribbon. So if you order one roll of ribbon, you're going to be able to get 2 projects for sure, unless you just vary way off the design we've done here. Which, good on you. Go for it. I love for you to vary off and go have a good time. The garland's so gorgeous, you can just use it like itself, believe me. It's so pretty. Matter of fact, I think we'll get some ribbon in next. Oh, get out of there. Get out. I lost some debris in my glue pot, but that's a little too much. That's a little too much. Over here. We'll have that go there. Isn't that pretty? So far, so good. So we've used 2 of these bushes. I'm holding them off. I was going to maybe use this big Astilbe in here, but I'm not sure if I am. I still might use it kind of behind. We'll see. I'll hold it off. All right, let's get the ribbon rocking. Ribbon time, ribbon time. So it's up to you whether you want to do a bow or just some fun tails moving in and out. Oh, Leah, this is just Keleas. This is Keleas right now. Design school is on Tuesdays, Leah. That's why I'm not hardcore teaching. We are just doing a challenge on the page right now where I'm seeing how many projects I can get with one garland. So that's the first one we did. This is the second one. So you actually haven't missed too much. I loved dovetailing this stuff yesterday or the day before. I was kind of surprised. See how cute it is? Really cute. So let's take and just pop in a tail. Oh, it's not long. I like the tails just coming in. Let's pop it in. Yeah, Leanne, if it's in design school, it would be really close up and you would have good view of everything, really tight. Okay? But that's fine. Ask anytime. No, there's no crazy questions. Ooh, I like that just kind of come in there. Let's put it over just a little bit. Right in here. And I'm going to tie that in. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Make sure you're on the notification list for both groups. So if you're in, you can get Discord notifications for Keleas.com and Design School. If you need help to do that, you can email info@Keleas.com if you don't know how. No problem. But we put notifications in the group so you won't miss a thing. Karen, you like that ribbon? Awesome. Me too. It's a really pretty ribbon. Okay. Have that in. I'm going to give it like a little bit of a roll down. A little crimp here. Let it kind of crimp you down. Oh yeah, crimpy, crimpy. All right, let me cut that tail off. I just like this ribbon mixed with this textures and colors of all this. It's just so pretty. Jeannie, you like my Keleas sign? Thank you! I got that one on, got it on Etsy, of course. Etsy. I love the lady who's been making for me. All right, let's come in. Okay, good. The Keleas Discord link's on the dashboard in Design School in the portal. So go check it out there so you don't miss any notifications, okay? All right, I'm going to put this in kind of going this way. I think we'll have a loop, and then we'll do maybe like a little, just a simple little bow. I don't want it to be traditional. I want it to be funky and different. I want it to be weirdo. Ooh, I kind of like that. Maybe we'll just do it normal. Normal. Amanda, I see you on here, and dang it if you not have me order a pink Christmas tree now. Dang it, Amanda. Peer pressure's hard. Dang it, y'all. Amanda was watching in design school the other day. I'm doing a pink garland for Halloween, and she was like, Clea, are you going to do any Christmas trees for Halloween? And I really wasn't this year. I was not going to do any, and then now, dang it, it's all her fault. Okay, I'm going to do just a regular bow with a couple loop up, loop down. We'll put that in. Okay, great. Nicole's posted the supply list, so unless I add something rogue before we get off, that's the list of what we're using. But we got a little time to go. I'm not done. Okay, let me add my cable tie in the back. Because you're that friend? That's okay, Amanda. I appreciate it. You're a good influencer. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't own one I gotta make sure I do not think I own a pink Christmas tree already. But I have all the stuff from all the years of me doing craft shows. I have like an entire warehouse full of displays, demos from these big giant markets we used to do. And I, of course, keep all that fun stuff, but dang, I don't think I have a pink tree yet. Not yet. Well, get me one. After that pink garland was so fun to work with. All right, here's my little centerpiece. I'm going to add to the center just a little jute on there, and we'll put that right down the center. So I don't know how much we're going to have left for Project 3, y'all, but you got to stay tuned. We'll text you out. We'll put the notifications. Make sure you're getting our notifications on Discord so you can easily go back and see. You can get the links to the videos. That's one of the easiest ways to grab them. You text us at 832-734-5201. Text us the word live, and we'll send you the info to download the server. So, Mary, if you want to get stuff for a craft show like the grid wall and all that kind of stuff, I'd search on Amazon and start checking their pricing because that stuff's expensive for shipping. So, I would recommend Amazon to start with. Oh, no worries, man. I knew who you were. You good? Good. Facebook's always changing on us, so we continue to stay confused. Try trying to teach that stuff to people. You really feel, ooh, I love this ribbon. I'm like all in on this stuff. It's so cool. Okay, we're going to need a little bit more filler back behind here, but I got my bow in. And I don't think I'm going with any more high. I think I'm good. I like my bow. I like my tail. Let's just work around that now because I saved my favorite part of this garland. And that is the pine. The pine. The tan pine. My God, I love the tan pine. Yeah, confuses your default setting? No joke, really? Yeah, totally. Like, hey, I know what we're doing. One day we know what we're doing. The next day we're like throwing spaghetti at the wall. That's okay. Hey, at least we're honest about it, Amanda. We're not trying to put on airs like we got this all together. Okay, I'm going to cut these little pieces apart. I want to use that pine cone. Maybe I'll use the pine cone right in here, but I'm saving this pine for sure. I'm going to steal another magnolia leaf off the garland. I'm going to steal one more to go in the back there. So let's see, I've got dark brown. Let's take a light brown one. This really big one right here. All right, let's put this one in. And I'm going to come down here. There we go. I got a little bit of that below. Let me add a little bit of my brown piece. You said you were never going to do a craft show and now you're doing one? Good for you. You'll be okay. You know what? You'll be all right. Craft shows are a lot of work, but they're also super satisfying. Those of you who do not know, I did craft shows for a living, like a real living, without another job. That's all I did was craft shows for about 13 years. And then we went to online world here. They are a lot of work. And you, of course, don't have to take them to that level where you're traveling all around the country doing them. But they are very satisfying because you get to meet your customers, you know, in person. And that's a lot of fun, too. Hey, good to see you, Audra. Right? Okay. Let's come over here. put this little leaf. This is a smaller leaf, so I think it's gonna work good right here on the edge. Okay, I like everything so far. I just want to add that little touch of wispiness, and I'm going to use my little twigs kind of coming out of here also. Pop those in. Okay, there's my cool twig. Let's put a little bit of the pine. I'm going to section this out. I don't want to use it all in one spot. I love this stuff so much. I told you, I'm going to see if we can design a garland, just all this pine right here, or some picks. Oh. All right. Let's come up in here. If you live in a big city, you may have a place that sells a grid wall and all that. They're called, I'm trying to think of what ours is called here in Houston. We have an area called Harwin, which has a lot of wholesale type places where they sell, you know, jewelry, handbags, wholesale stuff like that. Those type of places sometimes will have a fixture. It's a fixture store. You can check that out too. Karen, thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. We're on the home stretch. We're adding those little details in, which are very important. Always important to your design. I like that this lighter color is also the color of the ribbon. It's giving me all that texture. And that's one advantage of working with a garland that you already think is pretty, so the collection is put together for you. Or if you don't want to do that, come to one of our live sales and you know I'm going to do all the work for you. Y'all don't want to miss our live sale marathon for the next few days. We're on day 2 of it. So hang in there. We'll be texting out anytime we're live and what's going on. Okay, let me step back and look at this. Oh, I like that. Let's bring this tail. I want to bring this tail up a little. I might just grab it right there so it can kind of pull down at an angle. Let me do that. I need another cable tie. I'm going to make it be a little wonky. Wonky, like donkey. Come in here. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. I'm trying to get it to be slightly angled. Yes. Okay. Love that. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you're here. You came and shopped with the pink live we did earlier. Yay. Thank you, ma'am. So glad to see you again. Don't be a stranger. If you have time, come hang out with us anytime. Okay. Pine cone. I like the idea of the pine cone maybe just right here a little bit higher in there. I'm going to get this cut as long as I can. I make you laugh? You must be crazy like me. 2 crazy people together laughing. You're so perfect for teaching. You make it fun and interesting. Ah, good. You know, I'm an auditory learner, so I can't have it quiet. And my brain squirrels at all times. So unless you're just the total opposite than me, most people find me pretty easy to hang with. Very easygoing, but I just love florals and designing. Oh my God, this looks good on camera. It looks really good in person. I love it. Okay, I got just a couple little pieces, and I want to use these. I have that one twig going down, and I'm going to use this one kind of going up and let it kind of go out over there and party to the right. Party on the right. And then we'll put our little berries in. I'll be so happy. I cannot believe we took the garland. I'm going to recap it all. So if you got here and you're like, what are you talking about, Chloe? What's this garland challenge? I don't even know what's going on. I just got here. Don't worry. It's all good. I'm going to come back at you. So I've got a little white berry here. So I really need to add this one up here, okay? I wanted to put it right there, but I don't want to steal any more white berry from the garland because I probably want it on my next project, okay? Total goober, yes! Goober, I'm a goober. Oh my gosh. I'm all for just making silly jokes all the time. Sometimes inappropriate, sometimes appropriate. Never know. Depends what Keleas awake that day. Oh, look how cute it turned out. Let me give you close-ups, right? Here's a close-up. Give everybody close-up. Okay, you guys close up. You guys close up. It really, really turned out really, really pretty. I love it. Y'all, we posted the supply list here. If you're watching somewhere you don't see us posting that, you can just go to Keleas.com and you're going to hit supply list and it'll be the first one. It'll be the newest one on there. First of all, here's our garland, okay? It started off as, I believe it's a 6-foot garland. It's either 5 or 6 feet of goodness here, okay? And we are down to this section right here left. So it was really big, and now we're down to just this. Now, right now we're getting ready to send out notifications that we're live. So anybody who wants to catch us on the live can do that. Our text number is 832-734-5201. Okay? 832-734-5201. That's pinned here at the bottom of the Facebook feed. If you are on TikTok or on YouTube, check our links up there. We got a link for you to join. Check the link tree and you can go in there and just sign up for that. And that way you don't miss a video. Even if you don't respond right away to the message, you've got the link. We send the link, so you're not wasting time trying to find us. You can actually go back to the notification center and find the link to go watch the replay, okay? Now, replays are on YouTube and Facebook, and eventually there'll be a blog post about them. So if you're ever looking for older replays, you can go to Keleas.com too and check those supply lists. They have the links for you. Try to make it real easy for you to find anything you want to find. Replays, when you get your orders in, when you order stuff from us and you get your orders in, you're like, okay, where's that video? We got it for you. Don't worry, we're here to help, okay? We want you to use your stuff, make beautiful things, sell your things, make more, make all your homes gorgeous. That's what we want you to do. And most of all, I want you to just catch the passion and the fun that is involved in floral design. It's just addictive. And I work with all the silk florals, so these are all artificial. You don't have to worry about anything giving up on you. It's all good to go, okay? All right, let's get going. So these are our last few sections, and we're going to make a lantern swag. Hey, Kim. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Genevieve. Oh, let's see. Vicki loves this little challenge. Nice, Vicki. It's fun. I think we have a couple garlands left. There's not very many more. And those of you who are getting the swag kits, they're just about sold out also. So if there's something you like, guys, we're getting to the busy time of year. You've got to kind of decide quickly if you're going to get it or not. You might miss it, but your video will be here for you. Don't worry. So I'm going to divide this into sections and keep them a little bit long. I got to glue the little top of that pumpkin back on. I found it in my pocket. I'm always picking up bits and pieces. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and separate it out and shape this all up. Okay, see I'm shaping it into sections. And I'm going to get them all going into nice clusters. So I've made kind of my own sprays out of the garland. Just like this. Okay, and the two products that I'm going to mix in besides the bow that we're going to make, I'm going to use this one is Stilby because it's just so big and bold and beautiful. I think it's going to look really pretty in our lantern swag, guys. I think it's going to be just perfect. We're going to use that, and we're going to add in a little bit more twig. Okay, so we're going to have that both going in there, and these colors coordinate so great with the whole collection we have going. Okay? So when you're doing a lantern swag, you can use a smaller ribbon, but we have been rocking out this big 4-inch ribbon. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to be using that. I'm going to tie the bow first while we get started. Now, don't forget, guys, we have a live sale marathon going on as well. And this is this will be day 3. And that'll be later this afternoon also. So I'll be sending you out a text where you'll be seeing the new live stuff that's coming. All right. Hi, Tina. I'm so glad you're here. You can't see the sprays? Let me see. Which sprays? These ones? Right here? And these are the ones I've cut. Hopefully you can see everything now a little bit better. I'm streaming on multiple platforms, so you might see me hold something up somewhere else, but I'll move it back to you, okay? It'll go to everybody eventually. You got a lot of cameras at once. We got the cameras going. Hi, Triple D. Good to see you too. All right. So for this swag, I want to show you, we're making a like what's called a lantern swag. So it's a smaller swag, but we're going to put this on one of our lanterns. I don't know if we have any of these lanterns left in stock. This is my set, but I want the ribbon to go down long enough to go all the way. Why is my camera so little? I'm sorry. Was that the problem? It zoomed in. Okay. I didn't catch that. I must have touched the screen. There you go. Jeez. Sorry. I touched the screen over here. I'm sorry about that. I apologize, Lisa. I didn't know I made it little. So you can see my lanterns. This is the lantern we're going to add the swag to. So I need that ribbon long enough to go down the whole piece. So depending on which piece you're putting yours on, make it long. It needs to be long to put it on there, okay? Here we go. All right, bring it here. Hopefully you guys are seeing it good everywhere now. I had hit the camera and I didn't know it. So let's bring that in. That'll be my first tail. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Sometimes y'all can't let me loose with cameras and technology. Just get to making and just don't even look. I'm looking at the feed and I'm like, I see it fine. But I forget I'm watching a delay on here. So I'm going to make this one at 7 inches. Just make a nice big, just fat and happy loop. Oh, hey Wanda, you're at the beach having a break and relaxing. Lovely. Enjoy, Wanda. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to bring this one down a little bit shorter because I like to stagger them. And we did find out with this 4-inch ribbon, you can totally dovetail it. It's pretty stinking cute. So for the 3 projects, I've almost used all my ribbon. I've got probably one more project left in there. So you know, if you want to get this ribbon, we do have it on the supply list. It will make it through all 3 projects, plus a little. Now let's go in that, take this off, and come down the center. Hi Sheila. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'll bring that cable tie up and get this tight. Okay, and just rotate that to the back, and I'm going to fluff it out. Just like I do every Wednesday and tie bows with you guys, we're doing the same process. CJ, Rick, I'm wishing you quick and just easy recovery. CJ for sure. Genevieve, you can't wait to get your ribbon? Is that what you mean? Nice. You can't wait. Okay. I got you, girl. Absolutely. It's going to be on its way. Okay. Now I'm going to come in the center with a little piece to cover up that mechanics. So this is kind of the important part of the design because I've got to make sure that that center looks really pretty. And when you fold up that bit of burlap, you can see how it just looks really nice in the middle. I always love that. Hi, Terry. Hi. Terry says, hey, Keleas, my fellow blue merinos. It's starting to feel a little fallish in Houston, right? It has been. It's been a little rainy and a little bit cooler. So it's tricking us. So there's my bow. Remember, I need that bow at the right length to get down my lantern on one side. We made the other tail a little shorter. Easy peasy, okay? First step. Now let's take the parts of our garland to create the next step. We've got to build out a swag. Okay. We're going to have to do these garland challenges more. If you like this, let us know so I can know, hey, we need to do more little garland challenges so you guys can see what we can build out of a garland. All right, I'm going to use this twig piece as kind of a base to like work down the side of my lantern. So I'm going to leave this full, except I'm going to steal a couple of twigs out of here. We'll be adding in, okay? Let's cut this one. It's just warmed right up in North Carolina, really. So much for that cool weather, huh? All right, let's come in here and trim the next one down. All right, I'll save these for adding up other places. Put those off to the side. And I know I want my still be rocking in here somewhere in the swag. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure out in a minute. But I'm going to get one of the longer pieces in with the pine. I want that twig to kind of pop up and come down. Rhonda says, I love the garland challenge. Definitely do more. Okay, Rhonda, we'll do. We'll do. Rhonda's been making some gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. We just love her in design school. She's a great designer. Stephanie, yay! You're traveling from Texas to Mississippi. Caught lots of rain showers this morning. Ah, my dad is on the way back from San Diego, Stephanie. So, you know, they come home in the fall after summer's kind of ending. And they're on their way back. My mom's already back, actually. Dad's driving by himself, and he hit a lot of rain, too. I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to use my cable ties to secure this to the main stem. And start to build out my little swag. Now, this is the lantern I'm going to put it on. So I want to start thinking about the length. Okay, so I really can't go much longer. If that's going to be coming down from it'll be coming up here from the top. So that's about it. Aw, you deserve it, Rhonda. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. Right, 89 in Houston, Terry. We just say that's fall. That is perfect. We can breathe. You have a very long wish list, Jody. For sure. So I think I want to use this piece up a little higher here. I'm going to use my biggest still bee to add in just for some drama. So really, let's have that kind of come up here with this piece. And I'm not going to cut off the base yet until I start kind of building what I want and manipulating it. So let's table tie all these in together. The nice thing about making like mini swags is you just can kind of lay it on your table like I'm doing and see what you like. You don't have to really terribly overthink it. One of the benefits of using that swag is it is all going to kind of coordinate together because it's made to go together, and it just makes it easy on you. Okay, trim that one off. Is this a good one to keep? Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Keep that one. Okay, so I got my swag base kind of being built up. Let's bring that lantern back. Oh, Mom and Dad love to go to San Diego in the summers. Their whole retirement plan is built around how long they can afford that. And I don't blame them. Now they've got my niece off to college. They have more freedom than ever. Okay, you see how it's looking so far? I just need to know if I'm going to attach it to the very top. That would be kind of up here. So I've got to see what else I can add. I want more drama at the top here for sure. So let's bring this one in, kind of layer it in front, and let these work behind. So don't be afraid to manipulate it to what you need for your look. Oh, the pine cone just came off. Did I accidentally cut its wire? I think I did because it's got no wire. Well, shooty patootie. How did that? Well, I can put the pine cone, I can rewire it in and we can put it back over here. I'll do that in a little bit. But that is going to go right there, okay, guys? I decapitated it. I get scissor happy, right? Cutter happy. Cut, cut, cut. All right, let's bring this piece in. And I want to be able to pull some of these leaves in down around the bow also. Okay, so here comes in the bow, and I'm going to put it right in that section between there. Now, if you wanted to make a small hanger, like little sconce pieces to go in your entryway, to go with some of your regular light fixtures, this is such a beautiful piece to hang off as you come in. Terry, isn't it going to be perfect on the lantern? We're making a little lantern swag. And I'll get some pictures for y'all later and post with it on the swag, showing you how it all looks. It's hard to get the angle right when I'm filming straight down here. I would take this ribbon and it would probably kind of run behind. You see what I'm talking about? How pretty that is in there? Oh, we were going to dovetail these. Let me dovetail these because that was super cute.
which I didn't think it was gonna look that good dovetailed, but it actually did. Shocking. There you, is it just cute? Because you see the little up and down, the little V in there. Hey guys, if you're new and you're just getting here watching, if you'd like to get live alerts, just text us the word live to our text number down there. Oh, I just cut that wrong. Psych. Redo. The text number is 832-734-5201. Just send us that word live, and we'll be able to send you live notifications when we're live. We have a Discord server where we send out all the notifications with links. And even if you're not able to join us live right at that time, the cool thing is you can come back and have the links to come see what you missed while we were creating, and you might have been somewhere else doing not the creating stuff, right? It's so autumny, yes. So I'm going to take and cover some of my mechanics. I'm going to steal a little leaf here, and we're going to cover this cable tie down in there and put that on. So although we've made this to go on a lantern, there's no reason you couldn't add a hanger to the back and use this right now to hang up to be a simple little swag. Some simple pieces like this were always great sellers for me in my Etsy store. Not everything had to be a big over-the-top piece. A lot of really basic, gorgeous little pieces like this were good items for me. Let me turn it this way. Okay, I've left that big stick on the back still. Okay, so you could definitely make a hanger if you wanted to make it a regular swag. Just have it come right off. Those two pieces of twig that we cut off earlier are going right in the center right here. And I'm just sticking them under that one cable tie. Now, I'd like a little more leaves right in here. And you could just steal these from this piece back here. Take one that's kind of in the back. This is way in the back here. Okay. And this has those velvet leaves, which, oh, I love that. Mary Lou loves these colors. Hello, Judy. Let's bring this down in here. Yes. I'm still going under that one cable tie. I'm going to get a little leaf in there, turn that around. And I still got to put the top of my pumpkin back on. But once I do that, we are good to go. So basically I use the last third of our garland, and then I added the one biggest still be right here, this big stem, and I added some twig. And let me show you how it's going to look on the lantern when we add it to it. Okay, I just have to do it flat on the table for you guys to see. But here's our little lantern, and it will tie up here at the top, kind of off to the side. Can you guys see it? And it'll look just like that. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? It's hard to show you flat on the table, but you can kind of see how fun that is. And the nice thing is I'll just tie that from back here. You can tie it to the front of your lantern, or you can tie it all the way to the top, just depending on the design of your particular lantern you're using. But you have a swag like this that you can use for anything. You know, it's made to hang, but you can also take and definitely lay it anywhere, or I think it'd be neat to add under some existing light fixtures you already have in your home. So you guys, if this is the first time you've come to one of our lives this week, this is our third project we've made with one garland. Very pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here is our first project we made. We made a centerpiece, which turned out super cute. All the same kind of color palettes. Then we made a wreath. So sometimes these big fancy garlands might look intimidating. Their prices might be like, well, Clee, how am I going to use that and make it cost effective? Well, this is how you're going to use it and make it cost effective, guys. You're going to get 3 projects out of one garland, and we only added 3 picks of this, for 2 here, 1 there, and then 2 twig picks, 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 astilbe. But any combination of all this can go together. And if you want to make a huge, huge table piece, 1 garland, a couple of these, and a couple of the brown twigs, you're good to go. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to continue with our live sale marathon later this afternoon. We'll text you out when we're live again with our next set of new products. Live sales, guys, are all coordinated collections. So just like I was able to teach you guys how to do these this week like this, a live sale is a coordinated collection. So everything I show you on those goes together. So the point of that is it's easier for you to shop. You don't have to go all the way through the website and just find everything on your own. I make it pretty easy for you. This is a longer rosemary. This is kind of like the kind you would use on your barbecue pit, and you pull the leaves off, or you might use some of the wood to give it that nice flavor. This is an artificial type like that, and it's got the longer stems. So that's going to work great for our perimeter and have a really natural vibe. So I'm going to grab my wire cutters, and you're going to cut these as long as they will go. Now this one is too thick. If I leave it like this, that's too many pieces. We're going to cut that off. We want them all to be kind of smaller pieces because this wreath isn't all the way around. It's 360 design, so we want to take them all the way. And I'm just going to cut each one of these off here too. And you're doing this so you're prepping your bush, so it's really easy to work with. We can leave a couple clusters, but we want to have a nice strong stem. And you want to grab your Spanish moss because we're going to need it too right now. And we're going to just work our way around the perimeter with these. And we're just going to start off working our way around. I'm generally going to go clockwise, and you're not going to go all the way down to the edge. You see I'm kind of going in that 3/4 spot. You guys, if you love these type of wreath designs, we would love to have you in our design school where weekly we come out with new tutorials, and you get a weekly live with me, answering your questions, chatting about life. We just love to be in there talking about what's going on in our lives and just have a friendship in the wreathing community. We've got people in there who are sellers, others who just love to just create and make beautiful pieces for their home. We've got every level in the group, and I adore that because it's fun to have the more advanced students posting their work and motivating all of us to keep on creating and making beautiful things. And then we welcome the beginners because the beginners are exactly where we used to be when we started. So all of that is just a treasure. So I love to be live with them each week. You guys see that right there with some glue? I just covered it with moss. So we're just working our way around. And remember, I'm in the 3/4 zone. You can go further out. We're working with a 14-inch wreath base. You can go further out, but then you just need more material. So you'll have to plan on getting a couple more bushes. But this is our perimeter, and we want it kind of tight to I like it kind of tight to my garland we're going to be putting in the middle. So we're just working around. And if you don't have quite as much experience, like my 26 years, you might want to go ahead and put them in without gluing them first, then come back and glue it. I'm a little more confident in my placement, just because I've done it thousands and thousands of times. This would be a gorgeous just wreath by itself. This rosemary is beautiful. Okay, that's looking amazing. Now the next thing we want to do is we're going to hold these off for a little bit. We've still got that much left, but you want to grab your gypso. That's the longer gypso. It's a filler. It's actually a filler bush, and we're going to take and trim it down to where each stem is nice and neat. So we're going to take and break these off and trim them nice and neat. Just take and tear this apart, and then once you do that, you can take and trim off the ends. We got to have it nice and neat. And we just want 2-inch stems on here, not very long. Once you do that, you're going to come up with these beautiful pieces just like that. And then with all of these neat trim pieces, we're going to work around and go right in between that rosemary. So one of the neat things about this trend with the baby's breath is that it is a little unruly. So you want to make sure you're staying in your clockwise design. So each one of these comes in, we're going to stay in our clockwise design. So I'm going to put this in a little bit more towards the center and work my way around. And we're going to try to go in between either each one or every other one. We'll see if we have enough to do each one. I think we've got enough. And I just put a little glue and we're pushing it in. Be a little bit liberal on the glue because you want to make sure it's going to stay good. If the glue globs up on the base, then you're going to come back and definitely cover it with the moss. So already we've created this really pretty look of the dark green in the background and the light green on the foreground. That layering up is gorgeous. Okay. Created some beautiful interest, and I'm working my way right around. You guys have to come get supplies from us. If you'll try our supplies from Keleas.com, I promise you'll be happy. I really try to have higher end pieces at reasonable prices. And if you join design school, you're going to get the next level teaching and assets right at your fingertips. So literally, you can always be inspired to create your next beautiful project. I did craft shows for a living, guys, which is unusual. A lot of people do craft shows on the side, but I did them for a living for 17 years. Some of that while teaching, and then the last 12 to 13 without teaching. I did take the leap of faith to do it for a living, traveled all over the country. I am thankful for all that experience because I can pass it on to you. With my construction techniques, I had to have things that held up to travel to different cities. That I also know what sells well because I've sold a lot of these pieces. And because we sell now on our website different designs and styles, not every trend is a trend that's a keeper. So, you know, I cut out the BS for you and just deliver what you need. Okay, you can see how gorgeous this is already, right? This is stunning already. Now our next layer is our longer gypso that's a little more, it's a little bit different green. And we're gonna take and cut this down. It comes in long stems. You're gonna push these up. I've already pushed them up to make these cute little clusters. And we wanna cut these fairly short. I just trimmed them like this. But what you wanna do is work around now and make these, I would say, about 4-inch stems. So trim everybody down to shorter little stems. So they're all the same. So you can just kind of gather them like this. You know, okay, this one's a little longer. See, this one needs to be pushed. There we go. And this one needs to be pushed a little more. I think they're a little cuter pushed into one cluster, if you can. See, let's see this one. Yeah. Okay, once you do that, then just kind of stack them up where they're pretty close. They're so pretty. And trim those all to 4-inch stems. So these are all pretty similar. Now we're going to work around the perimeter, and I'm going to put one and skip one this time. So we'll put one in and we'll skip one. Okay. So these are going to go like a little bit thicker, but in between. Now we're going to be using that garland towards the middle. So put one, skip one. I'm going to go right behind my other greenery we had. We can always come back and put more, but we're going to start this way. The garland's going in the center, and it's our really tight pop of white. We're going to work this all around the perimeter. Now let's say you're watching this and you're like, I love what you got going. I tell you what, you could just stick with this and just double this recipe right now and don't buy the garland. You could do it just like this too. So that's the kind of tips I give you in design school also. Because every recipe has so many different varieties. Think about when you're cooking. You know, some people want more onions, some people want some cayenne peppers, some people want, you know, a little more flour, or they want it gluten-free. Now I'm going to tuck in some in between here just to make some of these clusters a little thicker, and I'm going to make sure that those form a triangle. Uh-oh, we're getting deep on the design. You can do it though. Try it. All right, beautiful. Isn't this coming together so stinking pretty? We have barely gotten started and it's so pretty. Now grab your garland. The garland comes with these little attachment pieces that go on the bottom. You know, to hang it on things. We don't need that, but I do want to use this stem a little long to get her started. Now, the neat thing about this garland, she's on an incredible wire. I love that. So I'm going to utilize that to kind of bunch her up as we're putting it. So we're going to pick a starting point, and we're going to start to put her in, go in the same direction. I'm going to just put her little wire here, and I want these to stay really tight to where everything else is gone so far. So the idea is we're going to run one on the outside and one on the inside. I want you to do a dry run and make sure it's going to fit. Oh my God, how pretty. I made this thinking you would use this for a wedding wreath, but nah, you can use it for yourself because it's so pretty. We're going to have enough to do 2 runs. So what we need to do is you can cut it or you can cable tie it. I think it's going to be a little easier to cut it, to control it. So I'm going to make like a little section here, and I'm going to leave myself a little bit of a stem here. And we're going to put a little glue on that. I'm going to bring the glue to it. Y'all, I don't use a glue gun. This is a bamboo stick coming into a, coming out of the glue pot. This is going to stay back a little because I'm going to have some on the inside. Now hit that with moss. This is so fun. All right, next little section. Let's do it. I got to cut it in the middle so I can have a little stem on each side. Let's go right here. And we'll just tuck this right in. Let me get a little glue on this one. And we're going to just make it like it's continuous. You can also take and cable tie it, like I said, but I think we'd be fighting a lot of cable ties in there. And then this one with a little wire end. some glue on it. So we're going to go slow. Watch your glue strings. And this is kind of going a little bit more tighter to the florals because we're going to run another little bit inside, okay? Cut it in the middle so you leave a little stem on each side. Get the glue right to it. Don't use a glue gun, please. It's way hot. You're going to burn the tar out of yourself. Just stick with using your little electric skillet, and we're going to work it around. So if you've never tried a glue skillet, you need to. They're just wonderful. The glue is just hot enough to manipulate, but not so hard you burn. You can still burn yourself, guys. You have to be careful, but not so bad. Pull that up. That stays up here. Use that wire in that garland and manipulate it. Let's cut this one into 2 sections. I don't have a bow planned for this one, but if you wanted to do a bow, you certainly could. Definitely leave a spot for a bow. Be totally fine. Here, oh my gosh, so pretty. I'm gonna put some glue there. I'm gonna put a little bit of moss to hold that one. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, then our final piece is going right here. I'm gonna have a little bit of a holes slightly, but I'll start the next one there to go on the inside. So pick a side you want to go closer to. I think I'm going to go right here. And I got my glue, pushing it in. Okay, so now we're going to have a run around with another layer in the middle. And I think we could start it here and it'll be fine, but let's measure. We can always bring it more to the center. We've done a great job on the perimeter. So this is all I've got left. So you got to kind of space it out. Like if I start here, can we make it in the middle? We can, oh my God, so pretty. We can, I think we can. So let's just take, let me do the same technique of cutting it. I think that works better. Let's just cut this into little sections so we can kind of plan it out. It's kind of like that into little sections here. Let's see how it has a little gap there. We'll cut that one and we'll leave that. Here's all the sections. We have 3. Well, let's take this little gapper piece, put it right here. And don't freak out too much if you have a little bit of a hole because we can fill it in when we layer the next piece on. Oh my gosh, so pretty, guys. Okay, push that back just a little bit. Now we're gonna work inside here. So we have 3 of these. So if you will use the concept, if I put these kind of a little bit here, and a little bit here, and then a little bit here, there may be a couple of little holes, but you're not gonna notice them, okay? So let's start with this one up in that front. I just think this is fun because it goes to the really solid white in the middle and more wispy on the sides. Okay, push it in. Use that wire. There you go. Now scrunch that, oh, that's cute, together. And so we kind of working on this line as we go to the next level. Okay, great. Now our next piece is gonna go in here. Pull those blooms up, manipulate that wire, and we're going right here, okay? It's the same thing, just pull the blooms out of your way. Remember how I said a little bit of a triangle shape. So you get, basically it's helping you get a good coverage, even when you don't have exactly enough to get all the way around. Okay, let's go. So we went one there, one here, and now, oh my God, then our third one's going here. This looks good. All right, now cutting it into the smaller pieces did give us a lot more control. So I'm gonna definitely recommend that rather than spinning it around like I thought we would do. I think that worked better. And then just push this in. Now you got a couple of little sections that maybe have a little bit less, like even going out to the perimeter, and you don't worry about that right now because what we're about to do is, see, like here I'm going to crisscross these blooms a little. They separate a little, just crisscross. It'll keep them where they look like they've grown together. Don't go crazy. You see how that works? Aha! So pretty. Now, she's looking amazing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and I'm going to gently pull up any of these other gypsos that we have going to the perimeter. And we still have a few extra. So what you want to do is find a hole. See, there's like a little hole here. So take, and you could even cut the pieces you have left into smaller pieces to get good coverage. Okay? Now come on in there. Come on in there. Just pop that, oh how pretty. Right there, beautiful. So work my way around the perimeter again, and I'll take these little half pieces and put them tight to my other's baby's breast. Oh, that was so good. All right, let's keep doing that. Then our last touch after this is we're gonna add the
a little bit more of the greenery. So keep this to the center. This stays in the center because the greenery holes that we're going to come around and fill are going to be on the outside. Okay, so you've got to make sure you keep this in the middle. One more piece here. I'm going to separate. So hold a little bit of that off because you are going to have a couple of little gaps when you work with the garland. So not only can this be for a wedding, guys, but you can use this same recipe for different seasons and just play with it because it's so pretty. This one right here. Just remember, once you start that traffic flow, the direction, you stick with it. Take a look and look beyond the surface and don't look at all the pretty white. Look at the green in the background and look for holes. We've got about 6 or 8 pieces left of this and we're going to go in behind. Remember, this goes behind, not the foreground. And we're just going to keep watching that shape. And you're going to help kind of full up and finish out the shape. If it's a little bit overwhelming to look at the whole thing, just look at one section at a time. I'm going to go around. I see a little bit of a hole on this side. Fill that in. So I'm looking at the perimeter. And you might want to go hang it up and just kind of be like, okay, this is so full and lush. I cannot wait to take pictures of this. This is right exactly what the brides are wanting in their weddings right now. So I'm sure it would go so quick for that. But this is just a stunning, beautiful wreath and a gorgeous recipe you can use anytime, y'all. Okay, you're going to have to share it with me when you try yours. It's luscious. Okay, Bloomerinos, if you haven't liked, subscribed, and followed, you got to do it. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time.